Deadpool 2 is a sequel to, of course, the smash surprise hit Deadpool, which is still one of my favorite comic book films of all time. This movie, I did not expect at all when I first saw it. I expected it to be a good comic book movie, but I did not expected it to be freaking great and brilliant for how great it was. And probably finally got to see Deadpool on the big screen done justice after the failure of Origins Wolverine, which we will not speak of at all, ever. Yeah, but now let's get into Deadpool 2. So in Deadpool 2, Wade Wilson is still Deadpool and is doing his Deadpool things and his Deadpool isms. But then there is this mutant kid named Russell who has these spider hand powers, and this mutant from the future, Cable, is sent to the past to kill Russell. Pretty much like Terminator 2 in a nutshell, but Deadpool in it. Going into this movie, I was expecting it to be a fun comic book movie, like the first one, because I ended up enjoying the heck out of it. I think it's one of the best comic book movies of all time, and I did say, in fact, that when Deadpool came out, I did say it was the best comic book film of all time, because how it just got the character Deadpool down packed. They nailed the character down. Ryan Reynolds knows his character, like, from the back of his hand. They really got the character of Deadpool right in the first one. Deadpool 2 pushed that to further beyond. Not only is Deadpool 2 as great as the first film, but I will go as far as say that it is, in some ways, better than the first film. It may not be as straightforward and as fresh and as simple as the first Deadpool, but Deadpool 2 definitely exceeds upon the first film when it comes to the action, the budget. They could do a lot more stuff with Deadpool in this movie that they didn't do in the first film, which I thought was very great. More references, more jokes to other comic book films, of course, jokes to the X-Men. This is obvious. It's a Fox Marvel movie and it takes place in the X-Men universe. There are jokes that are connected with the X-Men and Wolverine and so many other comic book films. And I do think that is just, even though that I really wish that Fox would just give the rights back to Marvel. This is also one of the reasons why I'm hesitant, because I don't know if Disney or Marvel would ever do a Deadpool movie, especially with the R rating that this movie has, and especially with the first film, and the fact that if they can make jokes at other Marvel movies. Actually, even if it's owned by Marvel, they can still do all that other stuff, but I don't know if they could go as very graphic and just balls to the walls crazy like how they did with the first two films, especially with this one. And I'm telling you, if you love the raunchy, foul-mouthed toilet humor in the first Deadpool movie, you're gonna get that in this movie, and there's a lot, but it goes so insane and so balls to the walls, and it is a whole lot of that in this movie. It didn't get to the point where I was getting annoyed by it. I'm like, okay, too many jokes, like some other MCU films, like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But it was appropriate, because this is Deadpool we're talking about. This is a comic book movie with a comic book character that knows that he is fictional, that knows that he's a comic book character, that knows that he's in a movie, that it is based on a comic, that he is very meta. So having a lot of jokes really fit for the tone of this movie, and that is very, very appropriate for a character like Deadpool. Just like how the dark and gritty tone is very appropriate for a character like Batman. I mean, it's just very plain and simple. Like, you get the source material down, pack, and then you make a great comic book movie. And I also love that this movie also has this genre too. Not only is it a comic book movie, that it is also a comedy as well. An action comedy, just like how The Dark Knight was a crime drama but still a comic book movie. Like how Logan was a western drama but still a comic book movie. Like how Spider-Man Homecoming was a teen high school movie but a comic book film as well. And Thor Ragnarok was a wacky, colorful action comedy movie, but it's also a comic book film. But I just love how comic book movies, and especially nowadays, have subgenres that definitely fits in tone with the characters and the source material and the atmosphere around the characters. And Deadpool 2 is one of them, and just because that it's not a MCU movie, or it's not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or it's not owned by Marvel, Just because it's on my Fox, that doesn't mean that you should diss this movie or you should not be like, oh, I'm not gonna see Deadpool 2 because I want the rights to go back to Marvel and stuff. Like, but guys, like, especially with a character like Deadpool, like, come on now, you can't really don't do that crap here. Is it necessary to mention that Ryan Reynolds owns the character of Deadpool just like how Hugh Jackman owns the character of Wolverine, just like how Robert Downey Jr. owns the character of Iron Man? Like, is there even a need to mention that? Is there a reason? Because Ryan Reynolds is, of course, freaking great as Deadpool. Like, he made his character his own. He knows the character from the back of his hand. And this performance and this movie definitely shows that, especially in the first film. Because after X-Men Origins Wolverine, and screw it, after Green Lantern, Ryan Reynolds looked back at those two movies and it's like, I need to make a freaking Deadpool movie. I need to make a freaking Deadpool movie now. We're gonna make it right. We're gonna make it great. Or we're gonna make it for the fans, and fans are gonna love it. And of course, we love the first Deadpool, and of course, Ryan Reynolds does an amazing job as always in this movie. And what I really loved about Deadpool in this movie, not only that, Wade Wilson, the character in general, that they actually made him more down to earth, and they actually made him more humanizing in a way, or made him more human. I don't really know the right way to say it, but they actually make Deadpool, Wade Wilson, a little bit relatable in this movie, which I like in general. That's very different from what we see in the first film. Because Deadpool's are like, oh, bleep you, I'm Deadpool, I don't give a F and all that other stuff, and middle finger and stuff. But no, Wade Wilson is, especially what happened in this movie. I'm not going to spoil it. No, I don't do spoilers in my reviews, unless I say spoiler, but anyways, especially what happened to Wade Wilson in this movie early on in the film, you can actually see why he's acting the way he is. He is acting a bit down. He's actually acting like an actual human being, even though that if you cut off his legs, he can regenerate it very slowly. That looks like a baby's leg. I'm sorry if I spoiled that for you guys, but that scene was hilarious, by the way. But anyways, they actually make Deadpool Wade Wilson like a very complex character, and that's what I thought. Gotta give kudos to that. Barry Fox and Ryan Reynolds, you did honestly a ballsy thing on that. Get a good vote. Yeah, let's move on. And now let's talk about probably one of the greatest performances in any comic book movie. Is Josh Brolin as Thanos. I mean Cable. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about Infinity War after. Still, like, when I watch this movie, I'm still thinking about Infinity War, but. Sorry about that, but Josh Brolin as Cable in this movie, he was a B.A. He was a bamf, bad A mofo. He was awesome. I loved Cable in this movie. Cable, Josh Brolin does a great job, and it's so freaking just the fact that Josh Brolin played another comic book movie villain from another Marvel movie that came out 3 weeks ago. And 3 weeks later, he played another comic book movie villain in a different comic book movie. That is unheard of. Like, that is just insane. Like, that is freaking just, that is awesome. That is freaking awesome. Like, really. But Josh Brolin is amazing as Cable. I loved him as Cable. His performance, his build, his arm and stuff. Like, it is, like, he was, like, perfect for this role. I know, like, say he's Thanos and stuff, but I can, just thinking about that in general just blows my mind. That blows my mind. Really. Like, it's crazy. Like, you get an actor, that's just like, say, like, you get, like, I don't know, Chris Evans as Captain America in Infinity War, then 3 weeks later, if we have another Fantastic Four movie, he's the Human Torch. Like, that would have been insane. Like, that would have been insane if they would have done, like, another Fantastic Four movie. No, screw that. But that would have been insane. But it's the fact that Josh Brolin get to play two comic book characters around the same time, in a short period of time, that is amazing. That is awesome. And of course, we get to see Colossus, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and TJ Miller's character, and the Dupender from the first film, Taxi Driver. We get to see those characters back again. It's cool to see them again. And we get to see some new characters like Domino. I know there was a lot of controversy with the casting of Domino, that the actress is African American, and of course in the comic Domino is white. Nothing new at all, so why we even have this controversy? Like, really now, people? But Domino in this movie was amazing. I love Domino. She was definitely the scene stealer. She was the breakout star. I loved her character a lot. And her power is just that she is lucky. Like, she's just lucky like that. Like, I don't really know much about the character of Domino, but I know that the fact that I've learned from this movie that she is lucky. Like, that's her power, mutant powers, I guess. But Domino was a wild card. She was the scene stealer. She was a breakout star. And I loved her a lot in this movie. And hopefully we get to see more of her in future Fox Marvel movies. If we get this, if Marvel doesn't, if Marvel doesn't get the rights, but at the same time, after seeing this movie, I'm just like, you know what? Let Fox keep the rights for a little bit. Let them keep the rights for a little bit. But after seeing this movie, I kind of want to see a Domino movie, because that would be awesome. And another scene stealer in this movie is Peter. Yeah, Peter was actually amazing in this movie. He is. Yeah, Peter's probably my favorite character in this movie, guys. Oh boy. And I will admit that this movie does fall into the sequel tropes. What I mean by that is like they rehash scenes from the first film, or recreate scenes from the first film. And it doesn't feel as fresh or original as the first film. I will admit that, but that does not take away my enjoyment from this film. I do think that this movie exceeds upon the first film, because the movie does have a bigger budget than the first film. And the fact that they added more action and more humor and more comedy in this film. And the after credit scene, or should I say after credit scenes, oh boy, it was like glorious to see. And there are some cameos that I was not expecting to see from a certain celebrity. I'm like, oh, I was not expect to see him. That's cool that he's in this movie for like a 0.1 seconds. But yeah, the cameos in the movie are hilarious. It was funny as heck. Like I said before, guys, just because it's not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe or it's not part of the MCU, that does not mean that you should not go see this movie. Definitely go see Deadpool 2, guys. Like, after you come out of Infinity War, depressed, sad, and gloomy, go see Deadpool 2 and you have a blast. And you'll forget that you were even depressed to begin with. Like, you'll leave Avengers Infinity War like, and you come into Deadpool 2 enjoying yourself. Like, laughing your butts off. Like, and that's what I did. And like I said, guys, go see Deadpool 2. It definitely worth your money. And yeah, Deadpool 2, we'll go as far as saying that it is better than the first film. And I know I said the first film, one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. But Deadpool 2 kind of is all like, because this is Deadpool 1 right here, Deadpool 2 like right here. So Deadpool and Deadpool 2 are two of one of my favorite comic book movies. They're one of my favorite comic book movies of all time, and I can't wait to go see this movie again. And I'll see Infinity War again for the 300th time. Deadpool 2 definitely gets an A+. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know what you think of Deadpool 2 in the comment section down below. And which one you like better? You like the first one better? Do you like Deadpool 2 better? Or do you like both? Yes, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And if you're new to my channel and you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.